What is up, everybody? Crustless Crypto here, back in the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's been a while. I had a lot of real life stuff going on. I just moved into my new place, as you guys can tell from the background. So I really want to get back into it. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. I have a big whiteboard that I just put up with video ideas and stuff that I'm actually going to be recording and doing. I want to make a video every single day. Now that I'm actually settled into my new place, I can hopefully do so. So I appreciate you guys for sticking by and being patient. I also have a link tree here. Make sure you guys are checking it out. It does have my website, social media links, as well as some NFTs that I do have for sale. I also have a Twitter. Make sure you guys are following that because I post majority of my things on there if I'm not making a video. So if you guys would like to stay up to date with anything when it comes to Elrond or anything that I talk about with crypto, make sure you guys are following me. Again, links will be on this website. All right, guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking primarily about EGLD Metabonding. Now, before that, I want to talk about the price. It's very important that we do talk about this. So EGLD right now is sitting at $145. It took a massive dip a couple of days ago. And, you know, before I get too much into detail with that, we all know the stuff that's going on in Ukraine. I don't want to get too political, but it's crazy what's going on. My thoughts, my heart, my prayers are with them. It's sad to see how countries are influencing and affecting countries like this. Massive flows of refugees, you know, all that stuff. I just want you guys to understand that I'm aware of this stuff going on. It did also have a part to play in the price movement. So Bitcoin actually took a nosedive, as well as the majority of the market, 10-20% yesterday or the day before, and we're actually seeing strong recovery. I mean, EGLD's back at $145. It just shows the power of the coin, shows the market as a whole. At the end of the day, EGLD's going to follow the market. I mean, you guys can see here is at $124, and now we're back up at $145. So am I worried? Every single video that I do, I'm never worried about EGLD. I remember when EGLD went down to $77. $77, guys. This is buying opportunities, in my opinion, not financial advice. But again, guys, dollar cost average, do your calculated risk. Make sure you guys are not throwing rent money at cryptocurrency. Throw money that you only have to spend, you know, in terms of, you know, not having to worry about anything else. But Elrond's a solid project. They got a lot of stuff going on, including metabonding, again, like I'm going to be talking about primarily in this video. So that's what I think right now about the price. Now, with that said, let's get right into it here. So I want to look at their initial post that Benny Miminku made. This was on February 15th. Now, not too long ago, probably around 12 days ago. So this is what he had initially posted. So he had said Web 1.0 is to read, Web 2.0 is to write, and Web 3 equals to own. Introducing Metabonding, the ultimate community bootstrapping product for Web3 startups. Stake EGLD and LockMex and own part of the Elrond ecosystem. So sounds very simple, right? I kind of want to talk about this three transitions of the web, as we call it. So Web 1.0 is primarily you read things, right? And then it transitions to, you know, you writing stuff, you creating things. In my opinion, you know, websites or blog posts, you know, stuff like that, being more interactive with a web, you know, the internet as a whole. And then Web 3s you own. So in my opinion, you know, owning a piece of the World Wide Web, having, you know, whether you call it virtual real estate. I mean, there's many different names for it. As we know, there's stuff called, you know, the metaverse. You know, virtual reality is becoming a prevalent thing now. So Web3 is this whole new era of thinking, a whole new way of, you know, interacting with the internet and the web. So I want to get right into their blog post here. So he says here, introducing Metabonding, community building for Web3 startups. Scrolling down here again, the transition from one internet generation to the next was marked by a group of startups that captured the imagination of end users and investors alike and went on to create new technologies and value in the market. The transition to Web3 will bring about the biggest waves of startups yet, simply because the end users themselves are not only using the new apps, but they can now also own and have a say in their directions. Again, this is a completely new way of thinking, a new way of doing things as a whole. Being able to be a part of products, whether it be, you know, news, token launches, or software, or dApps, you know, having a say in that is huge. Again, with this decentralized autonomous organizations, right, being able to be a part of the voting consensus and actually have a say as a community member is huge. And in my opinion, right, this is a whole new way of doing things. It's not you just buying something from Apple, right? You don't really have much of a say what they do with that product. You buy it. But here you're able to actually participate in the ownership, right, of the product. projects. So this is pretty cool. And this is the driving force, they say, behind a new superwave that will transform the internet. So in a space where most technology is open source, community plays a decisive role for adoption. In Web3, communities have a new powerful tool for aligning interests and expressing their decisions: tokens. Again, guys, we've seen it many times again, the Elrond standard digital tokens that have come out, Isengard, Aerovic, just to name a few. These are things that are built on the Elrond network and are actually on the Maiar DEX for swapping. Transitioning from this, building a community is crucial for Web3 startups to be successful. Getting a significant amount of the right kind of community right from the start can supercharge the bootstrapping process of startups. Yes, community plays a huge role on a token, on a project. Again, the community will go to bat for you if they are truly supporting what you guys are doing, what a coin is doing in general, and the community will push this out, and the community will either go on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, you kind of like what I'm doing, right? If I don't believe in Elrond, why would I even be making videos about it? Communities are super important. Now, at Elrond, we value community tremendously, and that I agree with. It is the group of people that have gathered around our shared values of hardcore building and open collaboration towards a better financial system that fuel Elrond's growth. So it acts as a filters for the holders, the builders, and contributors, not the pump and dumpers, not the fudders, not any of those people who are only here to try to make 1,000% in a day. And with the right alignment of interests, it will supercharge the rapid expansion of the Elrond ecosystem. That I also agree with. So they talk about Metabonding, the ultimate community bootstrapping product for Web3 startups. Now, they call it a Web3 bonding fire and will become the golden standard for community building. And this will be the front page to the Elrond builder scene. Now, this kind of reminds me of the Maiar Launchpad. And as we're going to be taking a look here in a minute, they kind of integrated what I thought the Maiar Launchpad was going to be in the Maiar DEX. For those who don't know, they actually were going to come out with a MPAD token, back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I mean last year. And they actually got rid of that idea. They were like, you know what, we're not going to have multiple tokens. We're just going to stick with the MEX tokens. And I think a lot of, kind of the afterthoughts or the stuff that they kind of did not execute fully, they implemented into the Maiar DEX. Now, just real quickly, I want to explain to you guys LockMex and why are they doing this, right? So Metabonding is a way for you to make more tokens off your LockMex. So a lot of people had concerns that the LockMex tokens weren't giving you much incentives to even make them in the first place. Why should I provide liquidity and risk and permanent loss if these LockMex tokens don't really do me any good from other coins? Now, they did go off a town hall on this, right? Because remember, for those who do, the ride, you can only stake your LockMex for ride tokens, and that was only for 30 days, and that was it. That was the only thing that we saw that you could do from LockMex tokens. They had a town hall. Benjamin Miku said that he values LockMex holders, and the LockMex holders are VIPs on the Elrond network. And again, we didn't really see anything with that for the next, month or a couple weeks after that. Nothing that was coming out of the pipeline with products or new LockMex launches, right? So a lot of people were getting concerned again, like, hey, why am I holding this LockMex for no reason, other than the fact that it unlocks after a certain period of time. So they came out with another announcement prior to this. They were talking about, yes, we are actually coming up with a way to, provide more incentives to the LockMex tokens. And lo and behold, the Web3 metabonding kind of solves this issue for the most part. So I just want to talk about that a little bit, just so you guys get you some understanding why are they doing this metabonding. So continuing with this, projects building on the Elrond will be able to establish a long-term commitment with the most hardcore community members by distributing over or around 10% of their token supply to EGLD stakers and LockMex stakers over the course of 2 years. So that is huge. When you have a token or project distributing 10% of their token supply just to staking, that's awesome stuff. That shows that they are wanting that community investment. They want people to, stake. It supports the Elrond network as well. It's kind of a symbiotic relationship, because without staking on the Elrond network, you're not actually, enabling what is essential for transactions to go through, for verifications on the, confirmations on the blockchain. So this is huge. So the process will begin as follows. The metabonding section of the Maiar DEX will soon be live, and it is live, and we'll go into it in just a second here. We'll check it out. The official EGLD and staking LockMex metabonding snapshots will begin on March 15th. So as you guys know, it's the 27th of February or 26th, depending on where you are. And you have time. So it's, you know, what, around 20 days from now, roughly. So you have around 20 days to actually get your LockMex tokens or EGLD moved around, staked, do what you need to in order to, you know, be able to metabond in a way. So official metabonding claims of new tokens will begin on April 15th. So you do have this month. So you have around 20 days to actually get your stuff staked, and then you have another 30 days until you can actually collect from these, you know, metabonding. So transitioning from this, they already have a whole bunch of projects, and again, we'll check that out, and they'll see a rapid adoption taking place in the Elrond ecosystem, benefiting from the awareness from the entire Elrond community. You have the metabonding snapshotting template, a staking program template, listing on the Maiar DEX, listing on the Maiar app, learn and earn style campaigns for those who don't know, kind of like Coinbase, where you're able to learn, you know, actually answer questions for free crypto. And, you know, it's like $2, $5, and you just answer some questions. And then lastly, trading competitions. So a super wave of utility and value. So lastly here, he says this brings supercharged utility for EGLD and LockMex, a significant amount in the range of 10% of the token supply. Projects signing up for metabonding will be split in two. So what this means, 5% of the supply will go for EGLD stakers, and the other 5% will go for LockMex stakers. So they're cutting that in half, 5 and 5. Now, if you're staking both, then technically, theoretically, you are still eligible to receive around, you know, be a part of that 10% of that supply distribution. So projects get a powerful tool to amplify that which they need most, the community. Ecosystem members will get a piece of every new project proportional to their EGLD and LockMex holdings, and we expect that tens and tens of projects will rapidly adopt this new standard, tapping into the most passionate and hardcore community on the crypto space. It's time to get your EGLD and LockMex ready. So it was important for me to read this verbatim because there's a lot of important information and I want to cover it in its entirety. I did have Bob Pickett wanted me to cover it as well. I apologize, brother. I finally got this video out. With that said, we're actually going to be taking a look here. So if you go on the Maiar DEX, you log in or whatever, you have a new tab if you have not seen this. It's called Metabonding, and then you have a little flame right here next to it. So if we scroll down here, the snapshots again around 17 days before the snapshots begin. So lots of time for you to unstake your EGLD if you need to, or you know, split your liquidity pool tokens and then start staking how they want it to. So as you guys see here, it's actually 4 projects right now that's on here. You have the ARAFAT, Effort Economy, ZoidPay, and then you also have the Isengard on here. I think they were newly added, and this is a little cool with all the little bulls with the Isengard change. I think those are really cool. So with that said, this is kind of like trading cards in my opinion. It looks like trading cards. You know, you have all these different cards. You have their websites, their Twitter. You even have a summary of what the coins are about or the light paper. So awesome stuff. Really quickly, like being able to come to the Maiar DEX and then actually go explore these individually through these links is, you know, pretty amazing. Now, as you guys can see here, there's 2 claim now buttons, one for EGLD stakers and one for LockMex stakers. So from what I've kind of gathered here, you'll stake your LockMex tokens, you'll stake your EGLD tokens, and then you'll be eligible once the snapshots conclude, right? You have that whole month of snapshots. You'll be eligible to claim however amount of ARAFAT, Effort, ZoidPay, or Isengard you'll earn. Now, it is proportionate to how much actual EGLD and LockMex you're staking, so it's going to be based off of that. There's no specific percentage, APY, APR, so just make sure you guys are just standing by. Maybe they will have an update in the future, you know, more near the date or when the date is launched. Who knows? But they do have some experimental stuff on the testnet as well if you guys would like to check it out. But it was like 10,000% APR or whatever. You know, we'll see what happens. But those were wondering, how will I need to stake my EGLD? Will I need to do it on the Maiar app? Will I need to do it on the Elrond web wallet? I think both. Either way is fine as long as the epochs are able to be, you know, submitted where the EGLD team or whoever can actually see those snapshots, can see that the wallet was holding this amount of EGLD, you will be eligible. Now, in my opinion, I think if you hold it on like a third-party exchange, say Binance offers like a staking thing, for example, and you're staking it on there, I don't think you'll be able to earn it or be a part of the snapshots because it's technically not on the Elrond network. It's on a third-party exchange. For those who may correct me on that, but from my understanding, either the EGLD web wallet will work or the Maiar app. Now with that said, guys, I really want to show you guys my strategy until this time comes in 17 days. So I actually have all my EGLD staked with my LockMex in a liquidity pool, just earning free LockMex tokens. I finally found the LockMex exchange where you can actually swap LockMex for EGLD. I have not swapped any yet, but I think it's cool to have that option. See, if you're in a pinch and you need to, get some EGLD to liquidate, you're able to do that. I'm not doing that right now, but I see, massive potential in just holding LockMex. So what I'm doing right now, as you guys can see here, I have around $25,000 in this liquidity pool. It's earning me around $77. As we all know, I'll talk about the new updates with the issuance, but the APRs, down 115%, and then they have a 7.4x multiplier on that liquidity pool, and then you have a 109% APR on the just LockMex staking. So making decent money. Again, this is a day and I already made $80, so I'm making around $60 to $80 a day. You can't beat that, guys. That's free money. And for those who are complaining that the issuance dropped, this was something that was a long-term time coming now. This is not something new. This is stuff that they already had, announced previously, listed in their timelines. Now, in my opinion, they did stretch that 14.2x multiplier a lot longer than it was supposed to. It was supposed to be only 8 weeks. They did not really communicate that well to us. I know that they did announce that they extended it, but they didn't really specify how long they extended that till. In my opinion, I think what happened was when they had to reduce the APRs for just regular MEX farming, that's why they stretched it as long as they did. But if they had just communicated that better, maybe a lot of people wouldn't have been upset or surprised. Now, I will continue to, farm for LockMex until we get closer to this metabonding period. Probably the next, 2 days out from the actual snapshots beginning, where I will then split my liquidity pool tokens. I will stake all my EGLD on the Maiar app with the rest of my EGLD, and then I will stake all my LockMex. So it'll probably be around 12 grand each pool, and we'll see, how much money I make from that. I don't know exactly what the rewards are going to be, but this is free tokens that I'll be able to claim. It's super huge. It's super incentivized, and I'm actually glad this LockMex is actually going to make me something. I mean, it kind of is right now, but it's going to make me more. So with that said, that's my strategy right now. I'm just telling you guys this for information. I'm not trying to show off saying I have a lot of money, because I don't. Now, obviously, the price, my value has gone down significantly. You would think this would be worth $75,000, but you guys got to think, you don't lose anything until you actually sell that token for fiat or whatever currency that you use. So make sure you keep that in mind. It does not matter at the end of the day. Now, with that said, guys, I want to transition really quickly. The Maiar Dex report is here. So we already talked about kind of the APR reductions, but the issuance rate, again, they said change and rebalancing have been finalized, but I want to talk to you guys about the kind of some of the numbers here. So 1.32 billion value locked, $106 million of volume, and then 740 million MEX has already been burnt. So that's awesome. And you guys can see here, price is looking good for Holoride. You got ZPay on here in the Crust network. It's not my coin. I wish it was, but awesome stuff. Weekly reports out. The migration to the new Farm Smart contracts has been successful. For those who were aware of that, it told me to refresh for newer DEX experience. So awesome stuff here. And then transitioning from that, again, this is the new issuance update. The APRs are pretty much it. That's pretty much the correct APRs, the MEX per blocks. Again, nothing surprising. A lot of people were upset, but you got to keep in mind that this was not new. They have already announced this, and I'm still making good gains. Lastly, guys, I will be on this collaborative crypto chat today. So for them, it's going to be at 5 p.m. Missouri time, or Central time, I'm sorry. But for me, it's going to be 8 in the morning. It's like 1 in the morning now, so I'm going to take a quick nap. But I'll be on this podcast, and I'll be with Alec Madrigal, and then I'll be with Go Guy Go. So these are two awesome dudes. Go Guy Go, Marcus Maximus, he's a real awesome dude. I think he's from Canada. And we're all just going to be talking. I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or recording yet, but just stay tuned. I'm going to share it in my Twitter as well. We're going to just sit down and talk about this, talk about Elrond, EGLD, and, kind of ping thoughts off of each other. So if you guys would like to check that out, make sure you guys are tracking. It's going to be at 1700, right? 5 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you guys put that in your phones, calendar, alarm clocks, whatever, if you guys would like to check that out. Now, again, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would like me to cover. I'm sorry I have not been making videos as much as I should have, but I'm back here and I'm ready than ever. I want to get into it. So love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.